All right, so today I decided to do something that I don't think I have ever done before, and I think it's because the type of person that I am, I don't like to share a lot of things, especially when it comes to my private life. Um, but something happened that made me realize that there are a lot of people who could learn from my story, and hopefully, I don't mean learn to try to benefit themselves, but more of learn so hopefully they can benefit others and really see the difference that they could make in other people's lives. Um, so when I came to this country, I was about 19 years old. Um, I didn't speak English that much. It was really broken. I could barely get by. Um, I was, just for the background noise, that's this cow that I have, and as a Muslim, of course, the first thing that you think about is my affiliation with a mosque. And at the age of 19, I was that type of kind of like not a bad kid, but I was kind of like hyper, not hyper in a bad sense. Also, I was just like a teenager, right? Nobody takes teenagers usually that seriously. So the members of the mosque, they really didn't take me seriously, and it's almost like part of our culture, right? I mean, somebody who's 19, you just pray they don't get in trouble. So I was kind of like I felt I really didn't belong as somebody who is of value, right? I was just kind of like a kid, right? And I joined Hudson Valley around the age of 20, and I really didn't have anything else in mind other than just trying to get the education that I need and move on with life, right? Just like everybody else. And that's, I would say, when something really um, was a life changing happened to me, and that is when I met my mom number two, Dr. Timur Chambers. And she is really my mom number two. First of all, um, she embraced me and took me in the way that I am without judging me, without trying to dictate on me and how to be. I was being myself, and she was actually our Muslim Student Association advisor. And even though she's not Muslim, but the first thing that I got is we actually had an advisor, and he was Muslim, and he was creating a lot of obstacles for us as a Muslim Student Association. Like he was telling us to lay low. He was treating us like kids. When she came in, we became the most active organization on campus. I mean, just her presence was energy right there. And she was not my advisor. She was my mother. And she took us in, myself and my friend Ahmed Salami. And subhanallah, I was still struggling with the language. I was trying to figure out things. But I mean, she was there for us. I mean, day in and day out. And the self and just a little background, and it's funny to mention this for everybody who knows me. I was a very, very shy person. I mean, I would go to the store and not even dare to go in and ask for anything. That's how shy I used to be. Um, and then transformation started happening. It's like she gave me that self-confidence, and I was a different person. That transformation, it's an everlasting one. And she continues to be part of my life until this day. The other thing that she taught me is, as a teacher, she never taught from the book. She never sat us down and said, read. She's an author, but she taught us by talking to us, by engaging us, making sure that we are engaged with her from the minute we walk in until the minute we walk out. And that's one way actually I teach my students. I don't teach them by the book. That requires a lot of reading on our behalf as educators. We have to do a lot of work to be able to open the floor for the students to ask questions, and also to embrace the reality that if you do not know something, you will say you do not know it. I mean, this is something that as a school principal, I deal with some teachers who do not know how to do it other than opening the book and reading off of the book. It takes a lot for somebody to be able to engage the students and teach them without, again, putting the book in front of them, in a sense that they just read and read and read. She also inspired me to investigate, to learn more about things. And that opened my eyes to a lot of things that I did not know about, and honestly, I didn't even care about. She's the first person who actually opened my eyes to the struggle that Native Americans had to go through. And from that moment, I'm telling you, I started caring about every single minority group that I could get my thoughts and things on, and it's like even get exposed to it and try to learn more, and I can go on and on about those things. And the one thing that really, I tell her, like, I am her legacy. And this is the first time that I'm sharing this, and I'm sharing it for a reason. I'll mention that later. Another thing that I feel I was able to give it back to my own students is that relationship that I have with her. She's my mother. She's mother number 2. And that allowed me to approach my kids, my students, and really try to play that role of a father. Especially in our culture, we kind of like, we hold back, and especially when it comes to emotions, we're like, no, even our kids sometimes. But like the fact that I was able to have a mother in my life other than my own mother, whom I love dearly, by the way, and that's a different story. That's a different story. May God bless my mothers both. But Dr. Tamu, like, I'm her son. I'm not like her son. I'm her son. And that honestly has allowed me to step up and try my best to be the father figure to a lot of my students now in our Islamic school. And that's, I had a conversation with her this morning. This is why I'm recording this. And I said, when I say I'm going to continue your legacies, as if I'm picking up something and continuing with it, but see myself as her legacy, because I see things that the way I'm doing things, it's the way that, she helped me become who I am. And, like I mentioned, I could go on and on with how grateful I am, of course, first of all and foremost for God, because He put her in my life. But then secondly, to her, for all these things that she continues to do. I'm an adult, I have my own kids. And she is there for me. I know, like, I could pick up the phone and say, hey, Mom, and I have her paying attention to me. I have her listening. And she's there. And she's not only there for me, she's there for my family. She took my wife in. She's taken my kids in. And I'm trying my best to do what she's doing for us, to be her legacy. So I do pray that by sharing this, which again I typically don't do, that everyone sees the potential that not only that you could have in somebody's life, but by having in somebody's life, that person could actually take that on and become that legacy. So, with all the trouble that we have in the world, there are a lot of doctors, of Dr. Tamus who are out there, that a lot of people could end up calling mom, and be inspired by them and literally live the way that I'm living. I'm not perfect, will never be perfect, but I'm blessed. I'm blessed that God gave me this opportunity to have such a great mother, um, whom I pray is going to be proud of what I'm doing, and continue to inspire me. And I pray that somebody out there would try to do what she did and continues to do with me. God bless you, and thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum.